What was the best at Microsoft's Developer Direct? It was a game called Hi-Fi Rush. This is something that I would not expect from Microsoft. I don't think anybody could have expected this from Microsoft and Xbox. I thought it was Sunset Overdrive 2 at first. It has that art style. It has that sort of world that begs to be explored. There's platforming elements to it. And you know me, when it comes to platforming, I'm there. And it has this rhythm-based gameplay. I'm not too sure how that's going to work out. I'm not really into those rhythm games, but it's a hack and slash action adventure game. So I'm there. Look at this world. Just something that was a real surprise. It was a joy to actually see something like this and have it be in an Xbox show. And what was really cool is they said, right after the show, you can play it. It's available and not some demo. The entire game is ready to go. Of course, it's a smaller title, but I felt like this is something that maybe Microsoft should look at and say, this is something that we should expand into a AAA game. This is the type of game or games that Microsoft and Xbox desperately need to have them stand apart from their competitors. It looks absolutely incredible to me. The art style, the gameplay, just the whimsical nature of it all. It really is something that makes me want to jump in and play on my Xbox. The worst of the show, yes, I hate to say it, but Redfall looked so generic. I mean, if you go back, do this, go online, pull up the reveal for Left 4 Dead and watch that, and then pull up the reveal for Dead by Daylight. It's the exact same game, but with vampires. And then when they showed that gameplay and it was sort of single player, but you can really play with 4 people, that's what I was afraid of. I didn't want a game that was built with this games as a service, multiplayer-esque in mind. And then they say, well, you can play it by yourself, because it's not built to be a single player experience. They're not world building here. They're not creating characters that are going to resonate with gamers, that I'm going to identify with. They're not creating a story that I'm going to die to see the sequel for. It's just a game where you run around with friends and you shoot things. There are wave after wave of enemies. Man, they showed this one part where it's like the level closed in and waves of enemies came and you had to clear them out with your friends like you do in every other co-op shooter. It just looks so generic, and there were these buffs that the characters had, almost like Fortnite, where this elevator appears and you can launch your teammates up in the air for aerial attacks and stuff like that. How does that lend itself to single player story driven game? Maybe I was looking for something that this game never was, but I didn't even think it looked as good as this right here. This is the first showing of the game. The showing that they had at this game, Developer Direct, just didn't look good to me. It didn't scream, this is the big AAA title. I don't even think it is a AAA game. I don't think you can even consider it a AAA game. It just did not look good to me. It wasn't very exciting. This is what I was waiting for, right? Forza Motorsport, it's another Forza game. Those all look good. It's a racing game. Minecraft is Minecraft. A new IP, Redfall. That's what I think everyone was waiting for. I certainly was waiting for this game. I just don't know. I just don't feel that this is the game that I was hoping it would be. And it comes off as, one of a bunch of other games that I've played before that, I play and forget. Doesn't really do anything for me. Maybe it does for you. Maybe you want to run around with 3 other people. That's what they're going for. Obviously, they want to keep you engaged. They want to keep you subscribing. But I'm looking for something that's meaty. I'm looking for a story. I'm looking for characters and world building. And when they said, this is the biggest game ever, and it's absolutely more like one of their other games than, like a Far Cry or something like that. I think they actually compared it to that story-wise. Like, it's more like that than a Back 4 Blood, I think they said. But I didn't get that from what they showed. It looked exactly like a Left 4 Dead or a Back 4 Blood clone. And just these, I don't know, it almost looked like a Killer Clowns from Outer Space art style for some of the vampires. And maybe I'm being too harsh. I don't know. Maybe I'll check it out, but it just did not hit me the way that I hoped it would. And I was really hoping it wasn't one of those, it's a 4-player game, but you can kind of play it by yourself. I was hoping for a real single-player game. I feel like Game Pass and the type of games that their first parties are almost being forced to create for it are these experiences where you have to play with other people to keep you engaged so that you feel like you're going to resubscribe to the service rather than give you these quote-unquote really good one-and-done games. And I just didn't get a good vibe from Redfall. I was really disappointed with that. But the highlight for me, obviously, I said it already, Hi-Fi Rush. Big surprise. Can't wait to play that one. Let me know what you think about the show. If I had to give it a score, I'd say a 5 out of 10. Redfall was a huge disappointment for me. Let me know. Maybe you loved it. Maybe you hated it. Let me know if you agree, disagree. Thanks for watching the video. Like and subscribe and all that stuff. And I'll see you in the next one.